and today we'll be talking about the secret sauce, successful tips for your nonprofit. This is a compilation of things that I teach to my class and I say to my clients all the time. So I thought I'd put them all in one place. And I would like to give props to my clients for inspiring me to make this video, The Secret Sauce. And I'll take you to my testimonial page and you can see where it came from. So let's start with the first secret sauce or an ingredient, of course, is to communicate your mission and to remember that people who want to give you money or need your services are looking for you. And if you don't tell people about your mission, they won't know what you're all about. And that's so important because when we first start our businesses, our nonprofit businesses, we become intimidated and we are highly likely not to share for someone because someone may criticize us. And so, as I always tell people, that criticism will come. Some people don't understand your mission or vision, but keep on trucking. And I may have dated myself with that. You can look it up if you don't know what it is, but it just means to keep moving forward. Stay in your lane and keep on trucking. That's all. So, and I hear some of you laughing too about that because you know what that means. But anyway, the next thing is about grant writing or fundraising. And grant writing or fundraising is, people take classes and you can learn. Please take all the classes that you can because grants change, the information that people need changes. But the most important thing that you need in the secret sauce recipe is to understand to build your capacity or build the capacity to be able to answer all the questions on the application. That's why I tell people don't be afraid to look at an application. Sometimes they're intimidating. Open them up. Can you answer the questions? And then pick out the questions you can't answer because that's what you need to work on. And open as many applications and find as many applications as you can so that you can say, well, can I answer that question or can I answer this question? And the reason you need to answer the question is because the person that has the money needs to understand your program or needs to know that you have the capacity to handle the money that you're asking for. My next subject is form partnerships. Now, I have been the poster child this year for forming partnerships because it is really important. The first thing I want you to understand is please, please don't do this alone. You are trying to serve a mission. And in one of my previous videos, I made a list of the things that my clients do, all the way from human services, animal welfare, science, medicine, just an array in innovation, manufacturing. And so you can't do this alone. So no doubt you are in business because you have a better approach. So of course you don't want to duplicate services, but everyone has something unique about their business. And so you definitely want to push that, but don't do it alone. You need partnerships to carry out your purpose. So when you say that you are going to do something for a person, you might not be able to do it, but you have a partner who can help. So if you are helping a person that needs medical assistance, you may not be a doctor, but you know where to find the doctor, and that's at a hospital or a clinic. And then they hopefully get healed, come back to you, and then you can move them forward through your program. Here's an important one. Concentrate on the need. Again, no doubt you may have a better approach, a unique way to do things, but focus on the need. So I put in an example to show you. Let's talk about food banks. That's popular. But how do you know you need a food bank? And this is So in this example, food banks are popular and food banks feed people. But how do you know you need a food bank? So a little quiz, question number one or question number two. Because there are none in your area, or because you found that there's a high population of people with food insecurity. So usually in the real world, the food bank comes first, and then you figure out that there is a high population of food people with food insecurity, and the way that you get that information is through your health department. But what should be happening is you should be doing your research first, because your area may have food banks that you don't know about, number one, okay, in different forms. And number two, you might be duplicating something that is not needed. And food banks come in different varieties. Some give out bag groceries, some give out fresh food, and then you have other places that are not food banks that are giving out hot meals. And so you need to research what's in your area. So what should be coming first is that you should say, okay, I see that there's a high population of people with food insecurity. So then, therefore, we need a food bank. And the reason that I suggest that is because you're going to have to prove to people or to funders that you need money for your food bank, because some food may be free, but other things cost money. For instance, in a food bank that I volunteer at, what the nonprofit has to pay for is the truck rental to pick up the food. We used to do it in our own personal trucks, but that was too much because the people that needed food increased, and our personal vehicles were not able to hold that much food. And then it has to be loaded onto pallets. And so many of us had trucks. And so we had to switch over to a U-Haul. So once a month, a U-Haul has to be rented to pick up the food, deliver the food to the site, and then go back the same day. So we had to figure out how to do that. That costs money. Bags, once a month or once every other month, bags have to be purchased, and we purchase them 500 at a time. We purchase the paper bags and we purchase plastic bags, because we also, in addition to a paper bag that sometimes have to be doubled, we have to um, put together cold food. So we put all the cold food or frozen food in one bag. All right. And it has to be a plastic bag because that has to go into a refrigerator or freezer. And so then I say all this because there is a cost to a food bank. And then if you need that food bank funded, then you need to show that there's a high population of people with food insecurity. Now, one of my clients, Vicki Brown, she of Sowing Seeds for Life, she did this, and she found out that in her wealthy area, that no one thought that there was a food bank needed, there was a population of people with food insecurity. And she was able to show this, but she got a lot of pushback. We don't need this in our neighborhood. There's no one starving in our neighborhood. And she was able to show number two. All right. So, whatever the need is in your community, always find out the statistics that you need to prove that you need the funding for that. And you also need statistics to show that there is a need for that. Eyeballing the situation is not enough, because the situation that you are looking at may be in a tiny area and spread, and funders may not give you any money for that, right? So always lean on statistics. You don't have to do it. Someone else has probably already done the data for you. For food insecurity, you can find that again through the health department. Whoops, I got ahead of myself. Okay, all right. So we're on the right slide now. Also, part of my secret sauce is joining a group or coalition of nonprofits and businesses. Number one, your partnerships will be there. And number two, funding opportunities are there. So again, I always say you can't do it by yourself. Join a group, find your group. It took me a long time to find my group. I went to a lot of networking meetings, a lot of business meetings, and so finally, after attending them, I made a lot of friends, but I finally found my group, the people that service, not only people that I volunteer and serve in the community, but also for my business. And so you're going to have to do a lot of handshaking, a lot of, networking. I still do cards. I don't know about you. Some people do digital stuff, but something about something in my hand, I like it. Okay. Um, so do you do it digitally or with paper? And of course, when you can afford it, you can use online services. A lot of people can't do a website, so your website can be Facebook or Instagram. All right. And I have a mathematical equation for you. I am not a mathematician. And so, but this one is really easy, and I hope you can understand it. My mathematical equation for secret sauce is YM equals FM. Your mission equals your funder's mission. That is huge. Okay. If you have the same mission, you understand each other. And remember, you have the time, but not the money. And your funder has the money, but not the time. Your funder has worked hard for the money, and they have a mission, but they don't have the time to get out and do the outreach, to feed the people, to house people. They don't have time for that. Okay, but they're passionate about it. This is why they took their hard-earned personal or corporate money and they set it aside and said, "I am so thankful for God bringing me out of a place and taking me off drugs, taking me off the street, and blessing me. And so I'm going to take a portion of my money, set it aside for someone who believes like me, who does have the time and can put legs on my money to further my mission." Every funder wants to see their mission furthered and go further than they can take it. And you're the person to do that. So that's my secret sauce. It's just a compilation of ingredients for a great recipe for your ideas, your nonprofit, your community service. My name again is Janai Moorhead, and thank you for watching. Please share this video, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. And I did tell you that I would show you where I got the inspiration from. Here it is in my testimonial page. Okay, so you'll see that the latest testimonial is the secret sauce, and that was inspired by Abraham Scully of Storytelling Solutions of America, and he is based in Florida. And so from California to Florida, thank you so much. And thank you also for the amazing reviews that I have on my testimonial page from many other people. We have excellent consultation here by Carmen Stewart. I think she's from California. And if I called your state out wrong, please forgive me. And then I know Healthy Heritage is from California. Beyond Blessed and Grateful, Miss Wiley, I know she's probably from or Unica. She recommends foundation consultants before you start because she got approved through one of my courses. She got her nonprofit. She took one of my courses, and anytime she had a problem, I guided her through the paperwork, and I had a time at that time to look over it, and she sailed right through. So, uh, congratulations, Yumika. Okay, and then Anchor for Haiti, kindness and leadership through this process. And so I just appreciate all of you. And again, if I have given you any value, please leave a wonderful testimony for me. It does wonderful things, more than my website. Okay. When you hear about the value that you have provided for other people, good news spreads. And so, again, like this video, share this video, and subscribe. And then, if you have any questions, DM me on my Facebook page,